1-0 over Rise Nation, but you got to be feeling good right now. If you are a fan of Hive, that is a big win over our San Diego champions.
Yeah, definitely. Massive win for them to take. Like we said, congratulations to the Young Guns, as now they watch this game alongside us, who will join them in the finals. Will it be Rise Nation or will NRG, the gatekeepers, as you labeled them, Ryan, so accurately so? Can they make it to another grand final? They've never not made a grand final. Rise Nation doing some damage up close. However, NRG doing some damage. Enzem says, hey, it's a little bit too quiet. Watches his good old buddy Drix off of spawn as things finally begin to calm down. But based off of how we joined in for that fight, it looked as if NRG pretty much had them so far forced in the back of their base. It was hard for them just to pretty much stay afloat. However, new Rise Nation, as they come out of spawn, instantly decap E.
Kill feed continues to light up blue. It's definitely one of those swing rounds we talked about, right? NRG giving them a 4-1 with a 1-0. I mean, that's as close to over as you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rise Nation just trying to claw back into this. Of course, this is NRG's map pick, so they're coming into this with their opponent's map pick already under their belt. Trying to finish this in a 2-0. Of course, they still have that lead, but Rise Nation will continue to build up points and claw back at that lead shortly. He's going to get some initial fire in there, but unable to secure it down just yet. He's going to get pushed back alongside Shock. Now NRG, they're making that push over towards D. They're starting to inch up to the hill. Members of Rise Nation are there waiting. The break comes through, as is the utility. Here comes the push. Enzem. Second flash in the back pocket. That's going to stun Prey. That should be a kill, and it is. Second kill underway as well, and Enzem almost making it a third. Hits a nice full spread. At least takes Explosive down to low health. His teammates should be able to finish this off, and they do. So Rise Nation will retain the 2-cap, but member of NRG has hopped on to E, will not get the full break. Rise Nation still continuing to claw back through this round, get that lead, and it's coming soon.
Yes, indeed, they're right on their heels. Rise Nation decide to go and take a pause. They know they hold the current advantage. I believe that was Summons on the other end, trying to make some work happen. Praise decides to go for the rush, despite it being a 3 versus 1. Decides to force the issue, and Enzem is emoting early. The chainsaw from a Vexies for good measure. I gotta say, the confidence coming through from Rise Nation. They walk away with their second. This is still a very early game, but it just goes to show the confidence that Rise has. They're just giving a quick little hello to the boys of NRG.
And you see Enzem, top of the leaderboard once again for this Rise Nation team.
He's here to stay, right? He's here to stay.
I think it's safe to say he is, in fact, the real deal.
Yeah.
Of course, this Rise Nation team had a dominant performance in their first attempt at Emergence days. Didn't lose a single map, beating the likes of NRG, of course, in the finals. You know NRG wants to get revenge on that match.
Sure.
Last week, of course, Reciprocity beat them 2-0. This week, facing NRG. If they were to lose this one, it makes you kind of start to wonder where this team actually sits.
Sure.
There's still plenty of map to go, right? Still plenty of time to prove us wrong.
And the thing was, too, is that whenever they did win, they were the first team to ever 6-0, right? They were the first team to win every single game in a 2-0 fashion. For those that didn't get a chance to watch that week, I mean, it really was the Enzem show. Like, he, along with the Vexies, guys were absolutely lighting it up. It was unreal as Summons decides to go ahead and throw out an incense to remember us by.
Oh, this is not looking good. Drix is going to fall as well. That would be near a 5-wipe. I think Enzem will be off spawn. Enzem got that first blood, then his entire team just evaporated before their eyes, and he's doing his best to fight this 2v1. Gets one, almost gets the second. Praise is there for the trade. Whew. Shock follows it up, so that will preserve the Rise Nation home hill. They'll start to move forward, potentially towards the D hill as well. Okay, it looks like the OE is under play. Solars is there waiting, starting to back off, create some space. He unfortunately falls. Mental now in a tough spot as well, going to be hunted down by these Rise Nation members. Explosive on the flank, unsuccessful. Good job by Rise, successful OE. It's going to give them both home hills and the opportunity to almost start to kind of spawn trap NRG.
Opportunity to do so. Keeping in mind, this is NRG's map pick. We did just visit District, in which NRG managed to claim that one 5 rounds to 2. And the big conversation about that one, as Rise will grab successfully 2 hills. as the NRG has been looking a lot better on District as of recently. Is the domination possible? Can Mental get here in time? He does, but he's met with some nice shots from Rise Nation as they are rising to the occasion and grabbing their third round, a big one for them to take considering it was the swing. And now we're back to a level playing field here, Ryan.
And you see on the map that mirrored strategy, right? Nothing on the center line just yet. You're seeing those shot grenades, the in-send grenades, and that back-end utility. And Inzem has continued just on these initials to be that guy, to get that first blood, to just be that catalyst for this Rise Nation team in these team fights.
We knew it was a big deal whenever Rise Nation lost Powers, right? When he goes over toward Reciprocity, it was a big loss for them. And I think that until then, they have been looking for somebody to, in essence, kind of fill that gap. And obviously, it's never easy. I don't even know if it's possible for someone to fill the gap that Powers leaves. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Inzem at least has been that guy for them so far. The guy who can absolutely step it up. And it's been impressive to watch this guy's, no pun intended, rise. That's going to be 2 straight, make it 3. NRG dropping. The initials have been looking great for Rise, and they only continue to.
Yeah, very, very good. And to speak to your point about Inzem, the crazy part is he's only going to get better over time as well. He's still so new to the pro scene, right? This is really his first time kind of being on a true professional team, playing at the highest level, playing every day against pros. And so we kind of, obviously I had the opportunity to you know, be there for Powers and kind of his entire growth as a pro player. And I'm seeing just a lot of the same with Inzem, right? His confidence gets better and better by the day. His decision-making is getting better and better by the day. Of course, the skill is there. We've known the skill is there from dating back to Gears 4. That's never been a question. But as he continues to learn, as he continues to develop, and luckily for him, he has 2 of the best coaches I could ever ask for, right? Of course, Affinity, who I think is outright the best coach in Gears of War, the smartest coach in Gears of War. And then he has a player like Ribs now as their analyst, who can really just, again, another guy with experience, another guy who can show you a different way to approach the game. So, again, the sky is truly the limit when it comes to Inzem.
So one of the many facets that makes Rise Nation so interesting to watch, as they are currently dueling it up versus NRG, trying to take a big round to see who can maybe get to 4 first. Summons. He'll be taking down Drix. Happy about that. And as we're kind of talking about a few different players, Inzem being one of them, that currently sits at 0 respawns on the other side. Explosive, currently sitting at 0 respawns as well. Lives, very important, especially at this sequence that's about to occur. You drop 1 and you may be finding yourself in a permanent 4 versus 5. Drix just hanging out below. Rise Nation keeping in mind the advantage that they have. A slim lead, to say the least. NRG is about where they want to focus their attention to next, and it looks as if a majority of those arrows are going toward E.
Detox is there waiting. Getting that initial damage onto Mental. It's going to result in a very, very quick down. All of kills are there as well, but here comes NRG. An unfortunate team drop. The revives are there. You can see Inzem on 0. Explosive, permanently out of this round. We know the impact he has on this team. Can his boys do it without him on the map? We're going to find out soon. Praise is going to drop. Solar's is going to drop. Mental and Summons the last remaining members, and you got to wonder right now, Landon.
Do you respawn?
This early in, we'll I just in general, I'm looking at Explosive and Praise already permanently out this early.
Right.
There's still more rounds left.
Sure.
NRG not in a good spot when it comes to these respawns, and Rise Nation continues to move forward. Actually, that 4th round on the board.
I say Mental was actually being challenged there at the end. He thankfully does stay alive, but he falls. That's also another player who's going to be on 1 respawn coming into the next round as well. So,
and yeah, you look at the difference.
Right.
A couple players on 4 on each side, and then just 1, 1, 2. And the problem is, I mean, it's Explosive too, who is just the most important player on the map for this team.
Yeah.
The player that you need there on all the rotations. He's the shot caller.
Sure. He's
the most active player that I've ever seen on a map. Always moving, always shooting someone, always hitting something. Of course, great slaying ability. So to lose him on the map is just absolutely devastating for this team. Let's see if Rise Nation can identify that and just try to get him out of there as fast as possible.
It's going to be the target. We've talked about it. Rise Nation's success so far really has been off of these initials. Can they do it again? How does NRG do battle, considering they have 2 players on 1 respawn? We're about to find out. Taking a look through the eyes of the young gun Inzem. Shot grenade just toward his side. Shot grenade actually forced in on NRG, and you like that play as Mental has to dive on forward. He will fall. Evexies, Enzem, Drix, Detox, everybody getting involved in that kill feed. NRG trying to stay afloat, but Evexies has something to say about it. Another successful beginning for Rise.
Evexies and Enzem are one of the scariest slaying duos we have in Gears Esports right now. When they're hot, when they're firing on all cylinders, it is a scary sight. You just see them continue round after round to slay out early and put this Rise team in a position to win these rounds. And now, talk about those deathly respawns, explosive and praised.
Already.
1 life left. Things are looking good right now if you are a fan of Rise Nation when it comes to this training grounds map. I do believe that is explosive. It's going to be behind Mental. Detox going to get lit up from a couple different angles, going to choose to back off. And that is, yeah, they have identified where explosive is. Praise back there as well. Both players just trying to be so careful. But if you're Rise, you're okay with this, right? You have the 2 cap. You can capitalize on the slow play of NRG when you have the 2 hills.
And the problem for NRG too is that when it comes to training grounds, you instantly have vision of where the opposition is. So if they want to try to make a rotation, if they want to maybe try and force the issue elsewhere, they're going to know about it. However, speaking of vision, if Evexies doesn't even have any, unfortunately blind, he'll drop. However, takes down one with them, one of those being explosive, and the other being praised. Lovely work from Evexies. Enzem as well, the other member of the duo, drops summons. Rise, all signs positive. As Mental, the last man to try and make something happen, thankfully takes down 2, but it doesn't matter. Rise Nation fire through with 4 rounds straight, taking training grounds, which was NRG's map choice. As now we are inbound for a map 3. I'm loving it, Ryan.
There it is. You see the slaying duo, 39 and 37 eliminations for Enzem and Evexies. Again, when those 2 guys are feeling themselves, it is just so hard to beat. Both teams winning each other's map picks especially. Yeah. It's going to make this tiebreaker just absolutely a blessing to watch.
76 kills combined for Enzem and Evexies.